Hey, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Outhouse Thoughts. As you can see, I am Outhouse, Russ Fisher at Dynasty Outhouse on Twitter. And as you can see over there, that's going to be my brain. Anytime I've done a podcast or a self deprecating tweet on Twitter, I've always sort of said that my brain is broken. And it's true. I mean, let's call it what it is. And so I wanted to make this, show, I guess. I don't know what YouTube people call things anymore. I'm old. Um, and I don't know necessarily exactly what this is going to be about, but what I really wanted to do is kind of what you'll see every once in a while is I'm pretty much going to interrupt myself over there with the things that are going on in my brain. Uh, whether it makes sense or not, I don't know because my brain doesn't always make sense. But the point of this is that actually there's a few. Um, First of all, I know when I see other people put stuff out there where they're talking about how emotional stuff they're going through, problems they have, it helps a lot to see that other people are going through the same thing. So if someone sees the craziness that's going to go on between these two things and they see, wait, dude, my brain does that same thing, you don't feel so alone anymore. Also, I mean, let's face it, it's probably going to be kind of funny because my brain is. And third of all, because I guess it's good for me, right? Like, why else do we do this stuff? Because it's good for me to get out there how my brain works. It's good for me to work through it by putting it out there, maybe by doing this over and over again. Maybe it'll stop. Maybe it'll slow down. Maybe it'll get quieter. I don't even really know. So is this show going to be fantasy related? Most of the time, probably not. Maybe sometimes. I honestly don't know the answer to that. But really, it's going to be me. And pretty much whether I'm talking fantasy or not, that's what you get anyway, right? Well, in case you don't know, yeah, I am me, whether I'm talking fantasy football or whether I'm talking about me personally, just because I don't know how to be anything else. I'm really bad at acting, I don't usually care enough to pretend to be something I'm not. So, as you can see, as I jitter and all of that's then, shift around because I can't sit still. All right. So, that's been a fun little introduction to what this is. I mean, let me get into this first episode. And this has a lot to do with I don't even know what it has a lot to do with it. I guess it has a lot to do with why I do so much, why I go around and guest on every pod. And, I don't even know. I'm on Twitter all the time, why I secretly care about followers and stuff like that, even though I always say I don't. Okay. So, of course, hold on. Apparently, I need to keep my phone active for it to stay up there. Cool. All right. Learn something new all the time, right? Okay. So, let's talk about the day my life was ruined. Clearly, my life was not ruined. This is hyperbole, as are most things I say. So, usually, when I talk about things in a very extravagant manner, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so I will age myself a little bit. It was the very first family values tour where you kids these days, if you have no idea what that is, it was by a band named Korn, which I hope most of you have at least heard of, if not know who they are. It was Korn, Rammstein, and Limp Bizkit put together a big festival or whatever you want, whatever these big tour things are called, and I was that kind of person that I listened to the all that music when I was in high school. So I was going to that. At that point in my life, I legitimately didn't want anyone to know who I was. I was absolutely completely fine being in the background and not existing to most people. Clearly I wanted it, but I just sort of accepted that it wasn't going to happen because I was insanely shy and didn't have enough self-confidence to really try. So I just acknowledged that that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be stuck in the background, and I liked it. I was fine as long as I didn't try. I didn't fail. Right? That's sadly how I live a lot of my life. Well, back to the point. I was at this family values tour, and there's a band called Orgy, which, let's face it, they weren't great. Their only real hit was a cover of an 80s song. And on Orgy's first album, they were the first opening act. Um, Clearly, they're on this tour because in one of their songs on their first album, Jonathan Davis, the lead singer of Korn, sang along with them. So Orgy's out there, they're playing. I liked them, so rocking along. And then that song starts and they're singing and no one's really paying attention. And then all of a sudden, someone, you barely even see who it is because we're in a freaking well, Nassau Coliseum, which I don't even know if it exists anymore, but the Islanders definitely don't play there anymore. uh we were far away, so you see a body, a person walk out onto the stage, and all of a sudden, the I don't even know, like, what, 20 something thousand, however many people you could fit into a concert at the Nassau Coliseum, may it rest in peace if it's gone, um, just erupts, like went insane. And it's because Jonathan, the lead singer of Korn, walked out, and that's who everyone is really there to see. Like, no one cared about seeing Orgy, but Jonathan Davis walks out onto the stage, and everyone just fucking erupted. And I like, that's really when my brain broke. Honestly, actually, it did kind of break. It really changed a lot of what I thought about. I don't know if it's not what I thought about myself, but maybe what I wanted, like, secretly, because I'll never, like, before, until right now, I've never admitted to what I'm about to admit. So right then I thought, holy shit, this guy literally did nothing except take a couple of steps. Everyone saw who it was and started cheering. And I'm just like, that's fucking awesome. Like, wow, holy crap. And out of nowhere, I kind of wanted that. And that's been like stuck in my chest for, holy shit, I'm old. I was 17. I'm turning 39. So yeah, that's 22 years that's been like balled up in here. Um, yeah, fuck, I'm old. So like it was a really weird moment in my life, going from that angsty teen who wanted to just fade into the background to no, not magically, that's the wrong word, but like wanting to secretly be that guy who can walk out onto a stage and everyone just sort of flips the hell out. And man, like, I guess I've never really coped with how to deal with that, and that's why I mean, maybe that led to a lot of my depression, anxiety, and I don't even know what it would have led to, but like, I see myself reacting to certain things in this community in a clearly in a way I would never actually do out loud, because I don't think I really care. I really don't. Like, I don't care how many followers I have. I don't care how many shows I have. I don't care how many people put me on their shows. Clearly I care. I care a little bit, not as much as a lot of people do, because I know a lot of people are actually competitive and I'm not competitive. None of that really, like, competition isn't what it's about. I don't even know what it's about, but it's there inside of brain or heart or whatever part of my body. But since all I have is Outhouse's brain on this thing, we're going to stick with that. It's in my brain. But yeah, so it really, it's very weird, the dissonance I feel going on, where in one, like, one thought it would be, no, I don't care. I don't care how many followers I have. I don't care how many people pay attention to what I say. I don't care how many likes this tweet gets and all of that stuff. To, okay, you remember those, like, family circle things people did on Twitter, where you had, like, literally those circles of all the different avatars, and then the closer it got to yours in the middle was the more interaction you had. I legitimately got upset when I wasn't in those. And the sad thing is, I may not even really have known who that person was, but the fact that I wasn't even in it just kind of got to me a little bit. It makes zero sense. But again, broken. So yeah, so I mean, that is probably kind of the driving, that feeling, that second half where it's like, I want to walk out onto a stage and a bunch of people just lose their fucking minds. And clearly I don't think that's ever going to be reality. Clearly I don't. I mean, I'd be too fucking anxious if that were a real thing. I'd probably just pee myself. I don't know. Depends who's in the crowd. Maybe they like that. I attract a weird lot of people, so who the hell knows? Um, so I don't know. Maybe that's why I do all these shows. Maybe that's why I guest on all these shows. Maybe it's needing to get myself, needing everyone to know who I am, needing everyone to like me. Maybe that's why that's behind that as well, because people aren't going to clap for someone they don't like, right? Um, well, yeah. So again, that's kind of what this show is going to be. I'm sure I'll have more actually planned out. I just wanted to put something out really as a start to this and really sort of put it out there that I'm going to let the world see how crazy I am because I don't know. Again, I really don't have a firm reason why besides the past 10 minutes why I've explaining exactly what the reason behind all of this is, but still speaking out loud, I don't think I could actually admit to this, even though, again, like this section over here, it's very freeing. Like, seriously, knowing even that this is like fake me talking because this is my brain's box, it makes it a little freeing to be able to say, look, that I pretend like I'm not actually saying out loud, even though this is literally me in a chair in front of a microphone saying it out loud in front of that camera that's right there. Yeah, so this is going to be along the lines of what it is. I don't know if it's going to be 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm ever going to rant for longer. Clearly it's me. If I feel like talking, I talk a lot. That's just sort of what I do, which is really weird because I don't really do that. And I don't know. It's fun. I guess it's really just a fantasy football thing that gets me talking. And once that starts talking, it's everything else. Um, but yeah, I don't know along the lines. Maybe I'll do this about fantasy football because I definitely, especially when it comes to trades, I talk in circles a lot every once in a while. So it might be funny to actually bring this into a fantasy football realm section, whatever. But I know this, I should say, I hope this is good for me. I hope it's good for anyone listening, just to maybe identify a little bit, know you're not alone, or at least, hell, just laugh at the dumb shit I say, because what's the point of, like I always say, what's the point of doing something stupid if you're not going to tell everyone so they can laugh also? So what's the point of me having all this annoying, stupid thoughts in my brain if I can't share it with everyone and hope at least someone laughs at it? Because again, making someone happy or feel better about my craziness makes me feel a little better about it. Like there's a use for it, right? You want to believe that there's a use behind, in this case, suffering is probably the wrong word, but you want there to be positivity around your negativity. How about that? I think I like the sound of that. So thanks for joining me for the first episode of Outhouse Thoughts. I have no idea when I'm going to post this, or if I'm probably not going to edit this episode. Going forward, I probably will, but I also have to learn how to edit videos, and I am lazy. So we'll see how that actually goes. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you in the future, and I'm turning my brain off for now.